Hi, good day. I'm Shakira Jim El Piñero from Section G. I will now continue my report from the last time, which is the RA 10883, which is the entitled New Anti-Carnapping Law of 2007. Section 4, Concealment of Carnapping. Any person who conceals carnapping shall be punished with imprisonment of 6 years up to 12 years and a fine equal to the amount of the acquisition cost of the motor vehicle engine, or any other part involved in the violation, provided that if the person violating any provision of this act is a juridical person, the penalty herein provided shall be imposed on its president, secretary, and/or members of the board of directors, or any of its officers and employees who may have directly participated in the violation. Any public official or employee who directly commits the unlawful acts defined in this act or is guilty of gross negligence of duty or connives with or permits the commission of any of the said unlawful acts shall, in addition to the penalty prescribed in the preceding paragraph, be dismissed from the service and his or her benefits forfeited, and shall be permanently disqualified from holding public office. Section 5. Original registration of motor vehicles. Any person seeking the original registration of a motor vehicle, whether that motor vehicle is newly assembled or rebuilt or acquired from a registered owner, shall, within 1 week of the completion of the assembly or rebuilding job or the acquisition thereof from the registered owner, apply to the Philippine National Police or PNP for the clearance of the motor vehicle for registration with the LTO. The PNP shall, upon receipt of the application, verify if the motor vehicle or its numbered parts are in the list of carnapped motor vehicles or stolen motor vehicle parts. If the motor vehicle or any of its numbered parts is not in the list, the PNP shall forthwith issue a certificate of clearance. Upon presentation of the certificate of clearance from the PNP and after verification of the registration of the motor vehicle engine block and chassis in the Permanent Registry of Motor Vehicle engine block and chassis, the LTO shall register the motor vehicle in accordance with existing laws, rules, and regulations within 20 working days. Section 6. Registration of motor vehicle engine block, and chassis. Within 1 year upon approval of this act, every owner or possessor of unregistered motor vehicle or parts thereof in knockdown condition shall register before the LTO the motor vehicle engine block, and chassis in the name of the possessor or in the name of the real owner, who shall be readily available to answer any claim over the registered motor vehicle engine block, and chassis. Thereafter, all motor vehicle engines, engine blocks, and chassis not registered with the LTO shall be considered as a carnapped vehicle, an untaxed importation or coming from illegal source, and shall be confiscated in favor of the government. So, ang pasabot in Section 6 is that if your motor vehicle engines, engine blocks, or chassis kanang wala ni rehistro sa LTO, makonsider na siya og carnapped vehicle. Section 7. Permanent Registry of motor vehicle engines, engine blocks, and chassis. So, katong Section 6 is registration kani is permanent registry. The LTO shall keep a permanent registry of motor vehicle engines, engine blocks, and chassis of all motor vehicles, specifying therein their type, make, serial numbers, and starting therein the names and addresses of their present and previous owners. Copies of the registry and of all entries made thereon shall be furnished the PNP and all LTO regional, provincial, and city branch offices, provided that all LTO regional, provincial, and city offices are likewise obliged to furnish copies of all registrations of motor vehicles to the main office and to the PNP, provided further that the original copy of the certificate of registration shall be given to the registered owner. The second copy shall be retained with the LTO, and the third copy shall be submitted to the PNP. Moreover, it shall be unlawful for any person or employee who willfully encodes in the registry of motor vehicles a non-existing vehicle or without history, new identity of already existing vehicle, or double or multiple registration or kambal of vehicle. Section 8. Registration of sale, transfer, conveyance of a motor vehicle, substitution or replacement of a motor vehicle engine, engine block, or chassis. Every sale, transfer, conveyance of a motor vehicle, substitution or replacement of a motor vehicle engine, engine block, or chassis of a motor vehicle shall be registered with the LTO within 20 working days upon purchase or acquisition of a motor vehicle, and substitution or replacement of a motor vehicle engine, engine block, or chassis. A motor vehicle engine, engine block, or chassis not registered with the LTO shall be presumed as a carnap vehicle, an untaxed imported vehicle, or a vehicle proceeding from illegal sources unless proven otherwise, and shall be confiscated in favor of the government. So, sayo na to sabton. Section 9. Duty of collector of customs to report. Within 7 days after the arrival of an imported vehicle, motor vehicle engine, engine block, chassis, or body, the collector of customs of a principal port of entry where the imported vehicle or parts enumerated above are unloaded shall report the shipment to the LTO, specifying the make, type, and serial numbers if any of the motor vehicle engine, engine block, chassis, or body, and stating the names and addresses of the owner or consignee thereof. If the motor vehicle provide vehicle engine, engine block, chassis, or body does not bear any serial number, the collector of customs concerned shall hold the motor vehicle engine, engine block, chassis, or body until it is numbered by the LTO, provided that a PNP clearance shall be required prior to engraving the engine or chassis number. Section 10. Duty of importers, distributors, and sellers of motor vehicles to keep record of stocks. Any person engaged in the importation, distribution, and buying and selling of motor vehicles, motor vehicle engines, engine blocks, chassis, or body shall keep a permanent record of one's stocks, stating therein their type, make, and serial numbers, and the names and addresses of the persons from whom they were acquired, and the names and addresses of the persons to whom they are sold, and shall render accurately a monthly report of his or her transactions in motor vehicles to the LTO. Section 11. Duty of manufacturers of engine blocks, chassis, or body to cause the numbering of engine blocks, chassis, or body manufactured. Any person engaged in the manufacture of engine blocks, chassis, or body shall cause the numbering of every engine block, chassis, or body manufactured in a convenient and conspicuous part thereof with the LTO may direct for the purpose of uniformity and identification of the factory, and shall submit to the LTO a monthly report of the manufacture and sale of engine blocks, chassis, or body. Section 12. Clearance and permit required for assembly or rebuilding of motor vehicles. Any person who shall undertake the assemble or rebuild or cause the assembly or rebuilding of a motor vehicle shall first secure a certificate of clearance from the PNP, provided that no such permit shall be issued unless the applicant shall present a statement under oath containing the type, make, and serial numbers of the engine, chassis, and body, if any, and the complete list of the spare parts of the motor vehicle to be assembled or rebuilt together with the names and addresses of the sources thereof. In the case of motor vehicle engines to be mounted on motor boats, motor bankas, motor crafts, and other light water vessels, the applicant shall secure a permit from the PNP, which office shall in turn furnish the LTO pertinent data concerning the motor vehicle engines, including their type, make, and serial numbers. So, kani kung mag-rebuild ta og mga motor vehicles or assemble, dapat mukuan ni siya. Dapat maka-secure. First, you need to secure a certificate of clearance from the PNP para no such permit shall be issued unless the applicant shall present kuan. Section 13. Clearance required for shipment of motor vehicles, motor vehicle engines, engine blocks, chassis, or body. The Philippine Ports Authority or PPA shall submit a report to the PNP within 7 days upon boarding all motor vehicles being boarded the ro-ro, ferry, boat, vessel, or ship for inter-island and international shipment. The PPA shall not allow the loading of motor vehicles in all inter-island international shipping vessels without a motor vehicle clearance from the PNP, except cargo truck and other trucks carrying goods. Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board or LTFRB, accredited public utility vehicles or PUV, and other motor vehicles carrying foodstuffs and dry goods. So if mag-ship tag mga motor vehicles or mga engines or engine blocks or chassis or body, kinahanglan og kinahanglan og motor vehicle clearance from the PNP except ra atong mga cargo trucks or other trucks na carry og mga goods. Section 14, defacing or tampering with the serial number and of motor vehicle engines, engine blocks, and chassis. It shall be unlawful for any person to deface or otherwise tamper with the original or registered serial number of motor vehicle, engine blocks, and chassis. So pasabot ani is mga katong mga gipang ilisan to mga original nga kuan. Nya dili man ni pwede, this unlawful of any person. Section 15. Identity transfer. It shall be unlawful for any person, office, or entity to cause and or allow the sale, registration, and or transfer into another name the chassis number, engine number, and plate number of a motor vehicle declared as total wreck or beyond economic repair by concerned insurance company and or law enforcement agencies due to its involvement in a vehicular accident or for some other cause. The LTO shall cancel the registration of total wreck vehicle as reported by PNP and or as declared by the Insurance Commission. So katuning mga engine number or mga plate number nga gi-declare as total wreck, magdili tagay ni makancel ang registration ani sa as reported sa PNP. Section 16. Transfer of vehicle plate. It shall be unlawful for any person, office, or entity to transfer or use a vehicle plate from one vehicle to another without securing the proper authority from the LTO. So unlawful ni siya if for any person or sa mga office ba to transfer or use a vehicle plate from one vehicle to another without securing the proper authority from the LTO. Section 17. Sale of second-hand spare parts. It shall be unlawful for any person, office, or entity to buy and or sell any second-hand spare parts taken from a carnap vehicle. Kanang dili pwede ang mga second-hand nga ipamaligya kay taken from a carnap vehicle. Section 18. Foreign nationals. Foreign nationals convicted under the provisions of this act shall be deported immediately after service of sentence without further proceedings by the Bureau of Immigration. So, ani ang pasabot ani is foreign national convicted shall be deported immediately after service. So, kung kanang ma-convict sila ani nga diari nga kasuha, after ma-convict nila is ma-deport din sila. After nila ma-kuan ilang sentence, ma-serve nilang sentence, ma-deport sila dire by the Bureau of Immigration. Section 19. Reward. Any person who voluntarily gives information leading to the recovery of carnap vehicles and for the apprehension of the persons charged with carnapping shall be given monetary reward as the PNP may determine. The PNP shall include in their annual budget the amount necessary to carry out the purpose of this section. Any information given by informers shall be treated as confidential matter. So, reward sa mga person ng kabaluan ng carnap vehicles, mga makarecover. Section 20. Implementing rules and regulations. The PNP, together with the Department of Transportation and Communications, LTO, Philippine Coast Guard, Maritime Industry Authority, Bureau of Customs, and relevant motorist and automotive sectors shall, within 60 days from the activity of this act, after anonymous approval, promulgate the necessary implementing rules and regulations to effectively carry out the provisions of this act, including that the setting up of a coordinated online access and the effective clearance system mentioned in Section 12 of this Act to expedite motor vehicle data and details verification. So that's the RA Public Act number 10883, which is the new anti-carnapping law. So next, So wala rin ako gilaboton sa mga ubos ng mga effectivity kay kanira mga sa mga important parts ra ani nga RA.